us.
I mean, Florida couldn't have been favored over Oral Roberts, though, right? I mean, you had to have seen that coming.
I mean, they have so many Roberts, you know?
Too many Roberts.
Yeah, you can only handle so many Roberts. Welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by Preston Thompson. Preston, how are you doing and what are you drinking this week, my friend?
I'm doing so good, Dan, but I feel like it's going to turn around right now.
Why is that?
I feel like people are going to judge me for what I'm drinking because it's very weird. And I could just lie. Only you two are here. I could just say I'm drinking a beer and nobody would, shame me for that.
Yeah, and neither of us would ever make fun of what you're drinking.
No, of course not. So, my former boss, who's a state representative, makes her own Kahlua. She's been doing it for 20 some odd years. It is wonderfully delicious. So it is my nice nighttime treat as I sit here in my comfy, which is just an oversized fleece hoodie. I feel like I'm something out of a Scrooge tale right now, but it kind of looks like chocolate milk. Is that a blanket
you're wearing?
I'm basically wearing a blanket. It's the evolution of the Snuggie. It's called the Comfy.
Wow.
It's delightful. And it basically tastes like chocolate milk when I'm drinking. It's lovely, and I'm feeling good, but not a beer.
What kind of uncultured, toxic masculinity swine do you think you have with you that we would make fun of you for drinking Kahlua?
Pretty much the exact kind I deal with on an everyday week.
I mean, we make fun of you, but not because of that. We will certainly mock you.
Sure.
But not because of that. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Well, that's nice.
And that, folks, is the voice of our guest this week. You probably recognize him. He's been our guest. How many times have you been on the show, Keith? We're joined by Keith Raynor, who you can hear every Friday, right, Keith, on the Sin the Fields podcast. And you can now hear the Sin the Fields podcast. Sorry. Sin the Fields is on the brain. Preston will edit this and make it sound good.
Oh, I thought you were trolling me.
No, I wasn't. It was just...
That was a harsh troll.
No. Sorry. It was just a mental slip.
You can listen to Keith in the Trash Fuckboy segment of...
No, you can hear him mentioned in that. But you can hear his voice on the Deep Look podcast and every Thursday on Twitch at Ultiworld TV. He does a lot of Frisbee breakdown stuff. It's a lot of fun every week if you're into that kind of thing. Keith, thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing and what are you drinking this week?
I am glad to be back. We are in the throes of March Madness, truly one of the greatest times of the year if you are a sports fan.
That's why we're here today.
Yeah, so we're in this March Madness themed podcast. I've been watching the men's tournament. I got to watch some of the women's tournament, which kicked off today. Mm-hmm. So it's been a good time, and I'm enjoying probably the same whiskey that I was drinking the last time I was on the show, so however long ago that was, which is the same bottle of Elijah Craig. Given that my wife is pregnant, I have not been drinking very much out of solidarity. So this is probably the second drink I've had since she got pregnant.
Well, don't blame this on us. You're going to come back to me and be like, no, they made me do it.
I'm not. She's totally fine. We built a crib today, so I'm on. I maybe got some extra brownie points. So I'm just enjoying a glass of Elijah Craig with a nice big rock. I like a big rock in my whiskey.
Just immediately cashing in the brownie points, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Burn the hole in your pocket.
I feel like you want to store those up for something big, right?
There's a nice store already built up, guys. Come on, have a little faith.
Yeah, I don't know that I believe that. I will say, to get back to the Kahlua bit, the only problem I have with it really is that I would have made a White Russian or something. I don't think I would have just drank the Kahlua straight.
So I'm not drinking it straight. I'm drinking it with milk.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, then there's nothing to ridicule.
It's lovely, and she adds in a little more coffee to her homemade recipe, and it's just it's very good.
It sounds good. As Keith so beautifully said, we're in the throes of March Madness, and since last podcast it has actually started and has been truly mad. So we're keeping the bracket theme going because we love the bracket so much. What are we bracketing this week, Preston?
Well, tonight we are settling an age-old argument. You walk in to maybe the gas station on a long road trip, or you've had a rough week at work, you go into the grocery store. The junk food you are reaching for. It's cheat day. You did leg day. You did upper body. It's cheat day. What are you grabbing? We're going to settle it once and for all. I'm very excited. I feel the heat is going to come on this one, and not just from the flaming hot Cheetos, which I don't think made it into the bracket.
No, they did not. We found this weird website that just makes up, like, I think basically people just upload their random brackets, and this one was 64, so we kind of used that as like a start, and then whittled it down to a workable 16 here. We can share the like original bracket with you. We did switch some things around to make it so it's like, you know, a better 16 for us to work with, but you'll trust us. And of course, always hit us up with whatever, you know, monumental mistake we've made in deciding what the best junk food is. You can do that on Twitter at @DraftedPod, on Discord the Discord's popping off these days.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Link, yeah, the link to that will be in the show description. Keith has been active in the Discord.
Hey, I just for the contextualization, the prompt that Preston's provided us. I mean, you have to be a really dangerous person. You are some special breed. You are built different, as the kids say. If you can go on a long road trip and somehow maintain the discipline to not, like, for me, that's a free pass. Like, cheat day, you can forget about it. Once I'm on the road, it's desperation mode. Whatever satisfies is what I'm getting.
I don't do energy drinks, or like I really don't drink soda that often. Maybe like just occasionally on the weekends. But you're right. On road trip time, doesn't matter. It's all off. Like, I'm trying stuff for the first time. I'm like, ooh, what is this weird new flavor of Red Bull? Let's give it a go. Like, I'm experimenting out there.
It's like a different self.
Yeah. It's like being in international waters.
Yeah, it's a free-for-all. No holds barred. So, I mean, let's figure out what the best food in that realm is, shall we? There are no beverages, so no Red Bull. Maybe we'll have to save that one for a different time. Best road trip beverages. This isn't really seeded necessarily. These are basically just 16 snacks that are still in existence from the original 64 that we framed this into. We got our first matchup here of the first round. We have Cheez-It versus Triscuit. Does anyone have any strong feelings?
Cheez-Its might be my favorite junk food.
Wow,
on this
right out of the
list.
gate.
I know,
Preston
right out of the gate,
voting
we're
for this
getting there.
winner.
Just setting your holes. He's like, why even participate?
It might
Preston's
be.
just
I
going
haven't really thought critically about it in a while, but like Cheez-It, like the Cheez-It Big or like the Cheez-It Toasted that you can grab, I could demolish an entire box of those in a night. And isn't that like the definition of what we're looking for here? Is something that you will start eating, so, like time becomes a flat circle, and all of a sudden they're gone. You listen to one episode of a podcast in the car, and then suddenly the box is empty. So that's Cheez-Its for me. Just addicting.
I'm very much the opposite. But I'll offer a caveat. But after I give my take, which is I don't think Cheez-Its are very good. I know that's a very unpopular opinion.
I'm actually with you on this, Keith. I'm actually with you on
a
this.
lot of people love Cheez-Its. And in fact, I would expect that Cheez-Its is one of the most popular foods in this bracket.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, even though it's not my cup of tea, I can appreciate the value that Cheez-Its have brought to so many people's life. However, I don't like I've eaten a lot of fake cheese flavors in my life. Many. From your Kraft macaroni and cheese, even what was the like single serving microwave bowl version they had of Kraft?
Oh, Easy Mac?
Easy Mac. From Easy Mac all the way to Ritz Bits.
God, Easy Mac sucks.
Fake cheese flavor.
Really
and
bad.
Cheez-Its, I think, is one of the least capturing of how good cheese is.
No.
It's just so wrong tasting.
I'm totally with you. I'm so with you on this, Keith.
I'm so far apart from the both.
This is horrifying. I can't believe it. I must be wrong. Like, if I'm with the Reddits, I must be wrong, right?
No, come on, no. Well, so actually that's how I'm feeling, because Keith has the weirdest food takes of any person I know in my entire life. That's kind of why we wanted to bring him on, because usually he's like a hate shield for us in the food episodes. It's like,
true.
like Preston and I get ripped mercilessly, and that's why I started the Discord, because now people can like talk to each other about how much we suck instead of texting us to tell us how much we suck. And it's a little less brutal that way.
It's also once people interact with you and like realize you're a human being, they decide they don't want to make fun of you as much anymore.
No, that's not the problem. Every single person that makes fun of me is my friend already.
I called from the beginning that I was like, oh, this is a trap to get me mocked. Like, that's the plan here.
Yeah,
it's all because of this because I said Chick-fil-A nuggets weren't that good. This is what all this.
Well, there's a lot to it. Okay, let's not pretend like there's not a lot of layers here to Keith's food weirdness. But I think Cheez-Its are massively overrated. Keith's right. They don't take anything like cheese. I don't like Cheez-Its at all. Like, I do not snack on them in any circumstance.
This is incredibly upsetting.
Yeah.
Now, I have a feeling. Sorry, I don't want to step on your trauma here. So if you need to go, you can go.
Well, I have a weird. I feel like every episode we've done for the past couple weeks, I've had a weird story to bring in. I promise this is not going to become a recurring segment, but
Please make it a recurring segment.
This is another very strange one. And I promise it's going to sound like a bummer when I start it. It's not a bummer.
Uh-oh.
I was living with my grandmother near the end of her life, and I was taking care of her. She was having some memory lapse issues. We're watching a movie at 9:00 at night, and she says, "Hey, I'm going to make us the snack my mom used to make me on movie nights when we were a kid." It's like, oh, that's so sweet. This is so great. She goes in the kitchen, she comes back, and she has a coffee mug with a spoon in it. And it is, in the coffee mug is Cheez-Its, and they have been poured over with milk. And as a grandson who's taking, who's living with his grandmother, my reaction is, she's probably having a moment. Maybe she thought it was a cereal, and she grabbed it. And then she goes into unbelievable detail of the first time she ate this, and the second time she ate this, and the third time she ate this. I don't know. I don't know.
Your grandmother's mother made them as a snack?
It might have been
whatever
it might have been whatever that times was, like cheese crackers or whatever. But unbelievable detail about who was there and who ate this with her. So this is not a lie. This is a real thing. And all of that is to say this. It was not that bad. It was not as bad as you think it would be. And I think that speaks to the strengths of Cheez-Its, that they're very good. That you can just douse it in milk and it still tastes okay.
The thing is, I don't believe that at all.
I have a feeling, based on what Prentice and I said about appreciating the real flavor of cheese, that we may like Triscuits a lot because of their just classic
their real flavor of dirt.
Good cheeses.
They taste like real original dirt.
Come on.
Triscuits are a nice, simple food, and I will say their alternative flavors to the original are often pretty good. There's a tomato basil one that has a nice sweetness to it. The rosemary garlic ones are addictive to me. Really good, I can't even we can't buy them in my house because they disappear so fast. So I'm having trouble deciding because my personal lean is very easily to Triscuits. But I understand the popularity of Cheez-Its, so I'm having trouble deciding.
This is insane that this is taking this long.
I also think Triscuits are such a good good unique texture that I really enjoy. But yeah, they're great with cheese on them. And I actually do like the plain ones. I will just eat the plain ones sometimes.
Yeah, they are edible on their
own. Also, can we talk about how annoying the Cheez-It commercials are? Some of the worst
with
commercials.
The talking wheel of cheese.
Awful. How is that still their gag all these years later? It was never funny. It's not funny. It's horrendously annoying. You got to stop it, Cheez-It.
I'm not going to defend them on that.
I can't even name a Triscuit commercial. I know Triscuit commercial.
Yeah, they don't need commercials.
Triscuits would be good with some milk poured over them. Because that's just basically mini wheats,
Listen,
right?
if your sell for Cheez-It as a snack is that you can eat them as cereal, I don't think you're winning over many people.
Have you had a Triscuit? If you think that a Triscuit with milk on it is a mini wheat, have you had a Triscuit before?
I have had a Triscuit
skeptical.
before. I just, Triscuits are fine. I think they're pretty good. They beat a lot of other stuff for me, but, no. I need you guys to really hunker down here.
No, sorry.
All right,
think about what
the
you're
more you
about to
dig
do.
in, the more I've settled. I'm going Triscuits.
What are the seeds here? What are the seeds here?
There aren't seeds. You don't have
There's
seeds.
no seeds. There's only L's, which is what you're taking, and W's, which is what Triscuits get.
being the equivalent of Oral Roberts feels very right to me. It feels
and
very
Oral Roberts beat Ohio State, so that's perfect.
I know. Ohio State is also the equivalent of frickin' Cheez-Its. It's a friggin' powerhouse, and this is a shame.
Well, I'm sorry, man. I feel great about this. I'm sure people will absolutely hate us for that, but I'm fine. I'm prepared for it.
If you are listening to this and you are in the Discord, I need you to come to my defense. This is me. This is me looking around and thinking I'm the crazy one, and I can't feel that that's true.
No. People will agree with you, I think.
If you're upset at this podcast right now, the best thing you can do is download it and share it, and we hate that. It's horrible for us.
It's awful.
It gives us so much more work, and it's just a big pain in the butt. So if you're really upset, I listen to the whole thing, download it, share it, talk about it. That's how you get us back.
It's true.
Well said, Keith. Hits us right where it hurts. Okay, I'm sorry to have to do that to you, Preston, but
So
Triscuit
awful.
moves on over Cheez-Its. Shocking. I genuinely can't believe that. But I mean, in my opinion, we did the right thing. Next
It's been
up,
a real roller coaster for you, Preston, huh? Because first it was like, oh, wow, they're really accepting of me in the Kahlua, and then like we get this right in the back end. And
It was
tearing our
lulling
heart
me into a false sense of security,
Yeah.
so you could just frickin' snap right on it.
I am sorry about that. Next up, we have Jack Links versus Goldfish. Now, this is another easy one for me. So do either of you guys have any immediate thoughts?
I'm trying to think of how jerky would taste with milk poured over it.
To me, I'll go ahead and start. This is an easy Goldfish win. I think Jack Links is like fine. It's kind of like a good road trip snack. I think to have Jack Links. I always have Goldfish in my house. Always. Goldfish is just so good. Like as far as the cheese flavored snacks go, I think it's just worlds and worlds better than Cheez-It, and maybe that's why I don't like Cheez-It, because Goldfish is always right there for me, and it's just much better. So yeah, easy Goldfish pick.
I find that the traditional cheddar Goldfish is actually pretty close to Cheez-Its and not very good, but the other Goldfishes, I think, hold up on their own, and even more so than Cheez-Its, Goldfish is a truly extremely popular snack. So Jack Links is fine. It's I don't know if it's kind of standing in for jerky on the whole in some ways, but
I think probably
I enjoy it. It's a good snack, but I think I gotta take Goldfish on this one.
Just not a big personal jerky fan. I will go for Slim Jim, but like the quantity, like the girth of Jack Links, it's just not appealing to me.
Well, but so the counterpoint to that is when I go into a gas station and I'm like, oh, I need a snack, and I do appreciate that jerky is more substantial than many other snacks, but then you see the price, and it's like the price of a burrito.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a lot.
$7 or $8.
It's a meal.
And
Yeah.
you're like, wait, am I getting a meal or a snack? Like, I don't know.
You're
I'm
not
not going
getting a
to be.
meal.
It's not like I got a combo meal and I'm going to be full after this. Or this is a snack. Like, why am I spending almost $10 to get it? Like,
That's a great point by Keith. I mean, sometimes you do it because like it is the closest thing to a meal when your only option is a gas station convenience store. But no, you're right. It like bang for your buck is pretty low when it comes to like the packages of beef jerky. I'm with you on that.
also, beef jerky has that powerful odor that if there's anybody around you who doesn't like it,
You've ruined the whole
in the
trip.
car. Yeah, you're creating some contention.
Have you guys ever gotten something like cooked at a gas station on the like rotating metal rods? Like
Once. I did once in my life. Okay, here's a story, a Daniel Time story. So I have grown up going to Florida State baseball games pretty much my whole life. And they historically have had promotions where, like, if FSU gets 8 strikeouts in the game, like they strike out 8 opponent players, then you get something for free. And for a while, that thing was a Circle K, because, like, a strikeout symbol statistically is a K. The Circle K hot dog. And so my dad and I would have all these, like, coupons for free hot dogs that we never, ever used. And then one time we finally, like, we ended up not eating at the game. We ended up not getting something on the way home. It's like, I'm just going to fucking use these damn coupons for a free Circle K hot dog. Eat the Circle K hot dog. And then that night got, like, the sickest I have ever been in my entire life. And it ended up not being hot dog related. I was sick for, like, days. So it just was, like, a true stomach bug. But I will always associate it with the Circle K hot dog, because like when you throw up, when you violently throw up a Circle K hot dog, regardless of whether it's the hot dog's fault again, you can never have another Circle K hot dog.
no.
And somehow it's whole. Like you're like, I know I chewed and ate that.
Yeah.
But it's like reformed itself inside, like one of those haunted books that people throw away and reappears. Like that's what happened.
Were you there? How did you know that that's what the experience was like?
Can I tell a more positive story that your story made me think of that will get cut from the show later?
Yeah, we're basically cutting nothing from these episodes because Preston doesn't have time to edit them. So.
I don't think I've ever cut anything where someone says this will get cut from the show. I don't think that's happened once.
It's a certified sure to make it as soon as someone says
I'll
it.
regale people with this tale then, because I just happened to see it again. Someone reminded me of it on TikTok when this actually happened. But Isaiah Thomas, the modern Isaiah Thomas in the NBA, not the Detroit Pistons legend, is being interviewed, and he's talking about an interaction he had with a fan that almost involved him going into the stands to become physical with the fan because the fan had said some rather rude things to him
Unsavory.
after he missed a couple.
Had flipped the birds.
Comments.
Had flipped the birds
yes,
too.
Flipped the birds. Oh, so everybody remembers. You guys all know this story.
I don't know this
I
story.
remember the story.
Okay, so they're interviewing IT about it, and he's explaining what happened, and he says, I went into the stands and told the guy, like, I'm a man, I'm a human being, like, I'm more that than an athlete, so you have to treat me with respect. And the guy said,
Fair.
I'm sorry, I just wanted the free tacos or whatever.
It was a Wendy's Frosty.
Wendy's. I just want the free Frosty. That's what it is. And he was like, "Yeah, if you had missed those free throws, I would get it. We all get free Frosty."
Which is ridiculous. Can we just make a PSA to like sports franchises? I love that idea of giving stuff away. Do it on positive notes of the game, not negative. Like, when the Braves lose on a walk-off home run, take home your free slice of pizza. Like, how terrible would that be?
That's when you most need the free stuff, though.
My hockey team did chili for 3 goals. So, like, every time the team scored a third home goal, everyone would do a chili chant. So, it's nice to have something. But you're right, positive.
Well, so wait, did IT get it? He's like, oh, okay, I understand.
It did not appear that he did.
It's even in the interview, but he was kind of like confused. He was like, "Is this guy being serious right now?" Like,
I think that's a totally valid reason to completely be to dehumanize someone on a basketball court.
now that we're distantly off topic, just miles away.
Yeah, let's get to another snack matchup here. That was great though. I loved both of those. Well, I didn't like my story. My story brings up PTSD for me, but your story was good. Next up, we have, and man, I think this is a hard one. It's going to be a hard one for a lot of people. This one will hurt, I think. For us and for the listeners, we have Oreos versus Cheetos. Ooh. The two best O's in snacks.
Ooh.
Now, all I can think of is, like, I'm rifling through all the O's I can think of to see if you're...
There's Cheerios? Cheerios.
Yes, you are wrong. You are wrong. There's another O's in this bracket that's going to do extremely well.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Fool.
Sorry.
You fool, which has 2 O's in it. You are a fool.
I'm struggling with this one. I probably eat Oreos more... Actually, I don't know that that's true. Boy.
Which is better with milk?
That's not very close.
Preston's Rubik to the test. Which is better with milk?
Yeah, if we're going off that rubric, this seems like a pretty one-sided matchup. It's Oreos. Sorry, Cheetos. Sorry, pal. But, like, we're talking junk food here.
Yeah.
Like, the best of the best. The worst of the worst, however you want to frame it.
The best of the worst.
The best of the worst. That is the right way. We got there eventually.
Here's my argument. Have you ever sat there with a bag of Cheetos, tearing the Cheetos apart, trying to combine them into some sort of super mega Cheeto? I don't think so. But damn sure you have with Oreos, right?
Yes.
We've all played games with our Oreos. You can't get that kind of fun out of a bag of Cheetos. You've never had done the broken a Cheeto apart with a friend to like settle a bet or an argument, right?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
But I think the argument for Cheetos is that you don't get to lick your fingers after with Oreos, and there's no snack that has like a better finger licking experience than Cheetos.
Sort of. Like I can see the appeal of the finger licking experience, but it also has some real doubts. Like
it does.
It's kind of disgusting. Like when you actually look at your fingers, or if you're like in a public place.
I was gonna say that if you're on like a train and everybody's just kind of staring at you, and you do that, yeah, you're gonna get some nasty.
Or you're
nasty
like in a courtroom on the witness stand or something. You don't want to be like.
You think you're eating Cheetos while on the witness stand?
That was his condition for testifying. It's like, I better have some snacks.
Anyway, Oreos gets the wins. Also, some great Oreo varieties. Like Cheetos are good. They've grown on me in adulthood. I used to be like more of a cheese puffs person, but now I've really grown. Cheetos are pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, but Oreos are classics. Somehow, despite being like a pretty basic level of cookie, they still smoke most of the other cookies out there that you can easily get. And for all these years, it's impressive. They also keep pumping out flavors, some of which are probably not good, but a few of them are. Like, I think the mint Oreos with milk are extremely good.
I don't know. I get such a
Golden
toothpaste
Oreos
vibe from those. Oh my god.
Golden Oreos are good.
Those are great.
You know, like there's a lot of flavors out there. Probably too many, like kind of like Pop-Tarts. But
when the peppermint comes around like Christmas time, oof. It's real good.
The fact that there's a variety of Oreo that you get excited for, I think, is another notch in Oreos.
The lemon Oreos are low key pretty good.
There you go.
They're good. Like they're better than you think. They're refreshing. It's a 3-0 Oreo vote. It seems. I actually.
There's only 2 O's in Oreo. What is wrong with you?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You're just making this a harder edit job for me, Keith. Please stop doing this.
You just said it's a 3-0 Oreo. I'm like, where's the third O?
You have to leave it in there. Make him look like a clown. So people know.
Other people are gonna love this.
We always edit it to make him sound better. Now people get the raw Keith.
What do? Auto-tune me? Like, what is it?
We do, actually, yeah. All right, so Oreos advances over Cheetos. I think that's rough for Cheetos. I think people will be upset by that, especially if you include the Cheetos Puffs, which I think are the best Cheetos Puffs. But like they are different, so I don't know if you can include those or not.
Would you take Cheetos over any of the other winners that we've had so far? Would you take Cheetos over Triscuits?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yes, I would too, obviously.
Yes, you would.
Very tough draw. I feel like both should be like pretty high seeds. I think if we are going by seed. Okay. Next up, we're going to chips now. I think this is our first our first occurrence of true potato chips here. We have Lay's versus Pringles. Now this is not just like original. This is all encompassing all the different flavors. So what do you guys think here between Lay's versus Pringles?
Oh man, I have such strong feelings.
Well, why don't you share them with us?
Yeah,
I can not tell you how bad. There aren't words to express how bare minimum Lay's chips are to qualify as a chip and maybe even as a food. Like they are the
what else would it be if it's not a food?
Kid in your class who scrapes by with the F+.
That's not
like
scraping by.
Enough,
you fail if you get an F+.
Okay, whatever the lowest passing grade you can achieve is.
I think a C-.
Turning in an assignment that's just random words copied and pasted rather than an actual paper, just to say I completed the assignment.
Wingdings.
Yeah,
Lay's is the wingdings of chips.
Oh my god.
There's almost nothing edible about Lay's. Like they're all the qualities of a chip at the least. It's like a character creation screen where they just didn't assign any of the points. You know what I mean? Like they have all the categories, but they're blank.
Wow,
it's horrible. They're truly so bad. I know this is probably a minority opinion, but I kind of like Lay's. I don't like the classic original Lay's. I think those just taste like salt. But I really like sour cream and onion Lay's. I feel like barbecue Lay's are pretty good. I feel like a lot comes down to the flavor of the Lay's here, personally.
Well, is that your vote? I kind of want to build some tension. And
I don't think I have a vote yet, because I also like Pringles. You want to talk about things that aren't food. Pringles, I think, are more not food, because they're weird, mushed up potato remnant compressed into a weird shape. It's like they're not even really chips. They're not sliced fried potatoes. I do like
crisps.
Pringles. Yeah,
I was just gonna say they sound like crisps.
Well, I mean crisps. They're not. That's what they call themselves. They're not crisps. Crisps are just potato chips, but in British. That's what a crisp is. But Pringles are their own thing. Pringles are not a real thing. They made them to be Pringles, and they're good. I like them. I think they taste good, and I prefer their texture to the super thin Lay's, which is why I'm guessing Keith hates them so much.
That's definitely part of it. I mean, you're right that they have almost no flavor besides salt. The original ones. The texture is horrible. They're also weirdly oily.
Yeah, they're pretty oily, greasy,
they're super
very
oily.
greasy.
You're like, how am I getting so much grease out of a bagged product? What is happening?
Yeah, that's fair. I think the downside of the Pringles is that they're hard to get to at more than halfway through the tube. Why are they in tubes? You don't put chips in tubes. But the tube was a bad idea, I think.
I mean, at least it's a nice way to transport the chips. It does protect them in some way.
That's fair.
That in a way that a bag doesn't. And you never get that horrible chip feeling of opening the bag and there's just a third of it is actual content. When you open a Pringles can, it's filled with Pringles.
This was a deciding factor for me because I like both of these. And I think it's I could be in a different mood and go for either one. But on a big bag of Lay's, the amount of chips that are in there is unacceptable. Like we've really got to file some sort of class action something. Pat Stegemiller, get on it.
Well,
we're filing a class action for false advertising. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they put right on the back how much there is in there.
Okay, but
it also says Lay's on the bag, so if you're buying it, you're already a moron. Like, so it's pretty
I wonder how Keith is going to vote on this one.
I know.
I can't
Okay,
quite
I'm
tell.
picking Lay's.
But Pringles are relatively full. Like Pringles, you usually have a better understanding of what you're getting. Most of the tube is full, and I actually, I understand your complaint, Dan, but I actually like the tube. I think it's a nice way to transport it, a great way to store your chips, but they do go very fast. There's not a lot in there.
I think we should just say tube more.
Can we just, instead of whatever I'm going to say, can we just insert Mitch Hedberg talking about Pringles cans in here? Because that's my other stand-up.
Wait, Mitch Hedberg also talks about Pringles cans.
I think Pringles' initial intention was to make tennis balls. But on the day that the rubber was supposed to show up, a big truckload of potatoes arrived. And Pringles is a laid-back company. They said, fucking cut them out.
Anyway, serious question. Serious sidebar here. Like, so for a few years, Pringles has been trying to push this mix them together, like on top of each other to make new flavors idea.
What?
Have you met a single person who's done this?
I didn't know that they were pushing
these
this.
varieties.
I did meet one, but they were immediately placed in an asylum. And they have not been let out into the regular society yet.
They like will say, you put the barbecue one, like you take a couple of the pizza ones and put them as a sandwich around a barbecue one, and now you have a barbecue pizza Pringles. And like they're trying to make that
not how that works.
This doesn't sound too crazy to me. I mean, like
it's
like Jelly Bellies.
Seems right, but
it's like Jelly Bellies. You mix the Jelly Bellies to like get like the ice cream sundae flavor,
But are you really going to buy multiple different cans of Pringles and then like
maybe if you're going to like a party or something? If you're going to like a Pringle party.
A Pringle party.
so the chip that you're not going to vote for, you're not advocating for themed parties for.
I'm just trying to give you a circumstance where this thing would happen. That's all I'm doing.
By the way, pizza Pringles, definitely one of those gaps for me where I realize they're not very beloved, but they are a top tier snack item for me. If we're on a road trip, I'm snagging
I
pizza
like
Pringles.
them. I like them way more than they have any right to be like.
Yeah, that's
like,
basically
they're not that
me
good,
too.
but there's something about them that's like, okay, I like this.
I couldn't even tell you like what they taste like because they don't taste like pizza. They definitely don't taste like pizza.
They taste like
but
pizza
they're very
Pringles.
good. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, you guys both vote Pringles. I will also vote Pringles, which may seem like a shock, but I think like Lay's, I never would really eat as a snack. Like I would have Lay's like with chips for my lunch, like or with my sandwich for lunch or something. But like if I'm just gonna have a snack, I think I'm probably just gonna go for the Pringles, mostly for the grease factor.
I just want to say
Like, you have to have a napkin to eat Lay's.
In another Discord outside of the drafted Discord, Daniel Prentice shamed me for enjoying Chipotle. And then this man has the gall to come in here and say that Lay's are a good potato chip. Just think about that. What would your parents say? Like, come on.
My parents
This
would
is
agree.
Embarrassing.
The reason I like Lay's are because my parents always bought Lay's growing up.
What would their parents say to them about raising a son who likes Lay's?
Well, most of them are dead, so I don't think they have much to say about it at all.
Well, then my point stands.
That is true. Keith was all upset about quesadillas or something at Chipotle, and I said, someone offered, these are things you could do to make up for the fact that you can no longer get
some
your
of us were having a
quesadilla.
wholesome, productive conversation about how to improve our lives.
And I said,
and then comes Scrooge over here to say, well, you're an idiot because you like a really popular food that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that word for word, actually, he nailed the quote dead on. Okay, let's actually. This is a perfect setup actually, because Moe's has bad. Anyone? Corn chips, yes. And this next matchup is Tostitos versus Welch's Fruit Snacks. Really attacking this matchup from two opposite ends of the snack food spectrum. So I'm interested to see how this one goes.
I still eat Welch's fruit snacks maybe every day.
Whoa.
Yeah. Where I work, they've got a well-stocked snack bar, and my options are like some unhealthier stuff. A lot of Lay's selection. Like pretty much all the Lays you could ever ask for. And those little Welch's fruit snacks packets. And I just grab 2 of those and I head back to my desk. So I'm usually eating those probably every day that I'm in the office. So I think it's pretty clear for me where I'm at.
Yeah, damn.
You may want to mute for this, Preston. Mute me because you might not want to hear this. But I'm as someone who enjoys Welch's fruit snacks, they're definitely not good for you. Like, I mean, they're candy.
No, I know.
I know.
Yeah, just because they have fruit in them.
I know.
It's kind of like when Subway tried to be like, oh, we're a healthy alternative to fast food. But like, have you ever looked at what's in Subway's food? Like,
Did you guys see the story where France labeled them as dessert?
Ireland,
fruit snacks?
right?
No, it was Subway bread. Was it Ireland? Okay, maybe it was multiple countries.
I believe it was the Irish court ruled that Subway bread is not technically bread because there's too much sugar in it.
It is dessert. So they lost out on some tax incentives or something like that because of that. Just incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
They had to decide what constituted bread as part of like government programs where you get food assistance and stuff like that. And so they had to decide if Subway bread is bread, and it's apparently not.
Well,
it's apparently not.
I know their footlongs are also not a foot long. They also run into legal trouble with that.
Jesus Christ. Nah, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, this is a few years ago, so maybe they've amended it, but they got sued.
That's so offensive.
Because their footlongs were like 10.5 inches long or something like that.
Can I pose a question about Tostitos?
Yeah. I forgot we were talking about Tostitos and fruit snacks.
Yeah.
I'm really derailing the pod. Sorry.
It's okay. How often have you eaten Tostitos without like anything else?
Sometimes.
Like we're not counting them like with salsa or with cheese or with cheese dip or whatever. Like it's just them.
Yeah. So sometimes I just want to eat a corn chip. Yeah.
Or like I'm between dips or something like that. I'm like, the dip is too far away.
A little
and I
dip
just have some on my
cleanser.
plate,
Oh,
and
you
I'm
meant
like,
physically
I just gotta
between
get
dips.
Yeah, like I'm like either physically or get a little cleanser and you gotta get something
spiritually
to
or
cleanse the palate.
spiritually between dips.
Yes. No, I have had Tostitos on their own, and the Tostitos has a couple of varieties. I do think the lime one is disgusting. I don't get why people like it, but some of the I don't know, the physical varieties that they have in order to be for different scoops, like the scoop one and the rounds ones, the
rounds are the best for like just pure snacking.
Yes,
I do think so. I think the rounds are the right ones.
Yeah.
Yes, the scoops are great to me in concept, but you almost rarely ever get an actual like full-fledged. They're always so broken by the time you get to them that you're kind of getting just weird bent little pieces.
Oh no, you got to come to Parties of the Apprentices. We always have a fresh bag of scoops. The scoops really are best. Like they really are better for dips. Like a hearty dip, you want the scoop.
I hope the human being who was in the Tostitos meeting that was like, what if we just shaped it like a cup? Got a huge bonus. Because it was
standing ovation.
They came up with one of the few innovative ideas in chip history that actually
changed the game.
Your complaint is registered, Preston. Like it's fair. There are many times that you reach in and it's half a scoop, but you know what? It still takes your dip better.
It still might be better than
chip does.
the other alternatives.
Think of all the triangle chips that just break in the dip.
Instantly.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, man overboard situation. It's terrible.
The hint of lime Tostitos are a favorite of my father. First of all, calling it a hint of lime is a disgrace. Speaking of class action lawsuits, let's jump on that one too. They are
starting a lot
disgusting.
these days.
They're absolutely
horrible.
disgusting. I got into a huge fight with him about this. It was like, the only food you have in this house is disgusting stuff. You've got to get it together.
Wow. Have some respect for your old man. God damn.
Tostitos with lime taste like what you were saying about the Cheez-Its with milk, only it's Tostitos with lime juice. It's like they're in a cup with lime juice just soaked
but not real lime juice. Like the fake lime juice you buy in like
Dust.
the squeezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
So are we all voting for Welch's fruit snacks here? Is that what I'm getting?
No, I actually like despite my hate for Tostitos with lime, I actually think I like Tostitos better than Welch's fruit snacks.
Wow.
And you know me, I'm a gummy connoisseur.
You are a gummy guy.
So maybe that, I don't know if that biased me against Welch's fruit snacks, which are in my house right now. So I enjoy Welch's fruit snacks, but I think if I had to reach for one, I would probably take Tostitos. And it's rare that I would take the Welch's Fruit Snacks in the gas station because there's real candy there.
That's fair. That is fair. I'm still going to vote for Welch's. I think, like, just pure snackability. I
don't fault you for this.
I think the Welch's Fruit Snacks, and I also like Tostitos. Like, I pretty much always have a Tostitos supply at hand. But just like pure snack, you know, I got to go Fruit Snacks. It's in the damn name.
So you are the tiebreaker here, Preston.
Fruit Snacks.
All right.
Ooh,
I can respect this.
He built up the drama. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I would have respected it if it went the other way too. Okay. This is one that we kind of Frankensteined in. This item was not in the original bracket. We felt that it should be, so we replaced it with a similar snack item. We've got the oatmeal cream pie versus Doritos.
This is such a shame. The oatmeal cream pie is so good. It's such a shame it has to lose. What a bummer.
Does it have to lose?
I mean, I think so, but Keith seems to be really thinking about this one.
I think I actually share Preston's exact sentiments. I love those crappy oatmeal cream pies. Like, they're just like, it's like such a nice chewy texture. And yeah, the cream feels a little fake when you get it, but like
it's
really sweet, and that's what you're going for. So it's got like it's appealing, but I mean, you're up against a titan here with Doritos, and even my joy of having an oatmeal cream pie just can't escape the magnitude of the shadow of Doritos.
Is there a sweeter thing on the planet Earth than an oatmeal cream pie?
Sir.
You know what?
Oh, my good sir.
The spicy sweet chili Doritos are also just jam packed of sugar. So maybe those.
The spice? I don't think I've even heard of those.
They're kind of new. They're pretty good, but they're definitely
the purple bags, right?
Yes, they're definitely dessert.
Good.
They're not chips anymore.
That
they
sounds
have crossed
disgusting.
The Rubicon.
A dessert Dorito?
I think he's being a bit extreme, but they're they taste like spicy sweet.
I'm legitimately curious.
It is kind of a fake sweet.
I'm legitimately curious what the sugar content is on those. I will do some research and get back to everybody.
Lower than it is in an oatmeal cream pie.
I guarantee you. I think like there's like the oatmeal cream pie is somehow greater than 100% sugar. Like it breaks the 100% like math laws of the universe.
Which is like laudable in its own way. You know?
Yeah, commendable. A commendable feat for sure. But so you guys both vote for Doritos here, huh?
I mean, how can you not?
Can you
really come up with a compelling argument?
I'm not that huge of a Doritos guy, personally. I think they're fine. So I'm going to throw a pity vote to oatmeal cream pie, even though I don't adore oatmeal cream pies. But I just feel like I enjoy my time eating an oatmeal cream pie more than I do Doritos. But Doritos advances. Regardless.
There's also something that makes me think of like childhood for having an oatmeal cream pie. Like,
yeah, for
like
sure. Like
post youth soccer, orange slices and oatmeal cream pies or whatever.
God, isn't America the worst?
Yeah,
how it's like these are the kids that are actually doing the right thing and like playing sports as children. How do we support them in doing that? Let's feed them with fucking oatmeal cream pies at halftime.
We're trash, but
we are the most trash.
This is the lot we've given ourselves. So. We're literally doing a bracket glorifying bad food.
Oh so. Yeah, that's very true. But maybe we wouldn't be if we hadn't been fed with oatmeal cream pies at soccer practice and high C orange lava burst juice boxes. You know?
Listen, you're saying that right now, and there's nothing in the world that I would trade that for. It's so good, it's so good.
As soon as you did say juice box, I like kind of wanted one.
Oh God!
It's like, why is there somebody who's coming out with like a fancy, like high quality drink that's in a juice box, so you get the nostalgic feeling, but you don't have to feel like.
Would that be box wine? Box wine, maybe.
No. It doesn't have to be an adult beverage,
like a Capri Sun, Capri Sun, but that's like 100% juice or something.
Yeah, that's fancy. You know.
I feel like
trademark. Isn't that what you guys do?
TM.
TM.
Isn't Juicy Juice 100% juice? I feel like I remember that from my childhood.
That's their phrase, but
it's probably 100% juice in the say that in the way that Ritz Bits say made with real cheese on them.
Or that Subway says they're giving you bread.
Real cheese is a trademarked version of their fake cheese or whatever. Like that's what it's called. There's real cheese, TM.
100% juice, not necessarily from fruits.
Right.
Okay. We do get a bit healthier here with this matchup. It makes me feel a little bit better. We have Teddy Grahams versus Sun Chips, which probably aren't actually any healthier, but have gotten away with marketing themselves.
Nobody is here listening to this junk food bracket for health reasons.
That's true. But like, you know, it makes it a little easier if you can like tell yourself, oh, this isn't actually that bad for me.
That's definitely the realm that Sun Chips are going
100%.
for. Like maybe we can look healthy compared to these other horrendous
Right. Well, I'll go ahead and lead here. I feel like I haven't led much. I kind of like just hearing your guys' takes on these. I don't feel necessarily all that strongly about some of them. I'm going to vote Teddy Grahams here, and I actually I've not had these in a very long time, but I really remember liking the chocolate Teddy Grahams. Did you guys ever have those? Mm-hmm. And they also have like the chocolate chip cookie Teddy Grahams. There's like variety to Teddy Grahams that you might not be aware of. And so, it's like, what's the best Sun Chip? I feel like a lot of people want to say it's the cheddar Sun Chip. I always kind of just liked the original, the blue bag versus the orange bag.
Garden salsa. That's the
garden salsa is pretty good.
I don't think I've had that one.
I think they're green. I think it's the green bag.
Imagine Tostitos Hint of Lime, but like it died and went to heaven and had all of its sins wronged. All of its sins just like cleansed away.
Okay, I can picture that. I'm still going Teddy Grahams here though. I'm kind of a sucker for Teddy Grahams, and like they come in like those cute little bags, which are actually probably the worst because they create so much trash. Why am I having such like a crisis here in terms of junk food and its role in our lives on the planet? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not what this show is for.
Yeah.
I need to vacate that headspace.
Yes.
It was that. I didn't ever announce what I was drinking. I was having a tequila Sprite.
I thought you were going to say like I'm having a Teddy Graham. I just melted it.
Teddy Grahams would be good with milk. You could pour milk on Teddy Grahams and they'd be
Sun Chips. Good. Not so much.
No.
I wouldn't think so.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
It's Teddy Grahams for me. I think I was the advocate. Or one of the advocates that moved them into the bracket in the first place. But I love Teddy Grahams. So
Teddy Grahams are good.
Well, since this is pretty much wrapped up, I'll give Teddy Grahams the sweep here. Although I do enjoy Sun Chips, so like Sun Chips, shout out to you, especially the garden salsa ones.
Sun Chips are fine.
I probably need to stop saying that I enjoy the thing that I'm not voting for too, because like it's getting old. But
yeah, get a new identity, Keith. Get a new brand.
Let me just take this moment to appreciate my long lost love. Dunkaroos, which are basically Teddy Grahams with cups of frosting.
That is true.
I remember.
They're actually extinct, right? They like don't exist anymore.
I think that I've seen like efforts to bring them back. So like I could see a company making them as kind of like a retro. You know, now's the time when all these '90s kids have money and are adults, or well, we're all adults without jobs, but we have money. Somehow that we saved up. Well,
speak from yourself.
Enough to buy Dunkaroos. I mean, Dunkaroos just aren't that expensive.
True.
But they could get into that retro market with Dunkaroos.
Guys.
Yeah.
On January 2021, Dunkaroos released under the General Mills brand a cereal and yogurt line.
I don't want that. I don't need that at all.
I don't get it.
I don't need that at all.
They also released a cookie dough so you could make your own.
No, just release.
Why not just release? If you're gonna do all this, like stop being coy, stop being bashful.
I'm trying to figure out how would you dunk a cereal in. I don't get it. Like, how do you? What's the dunk component?
You use frosting instead of milk.
Jesus.
And then you die.
Who thought of these ideas and okayed them? Both of those people should be fired.
And
yes, it actually says right here both people were fired immediately after the product's launched. That's so crazy. Wikipedia, wow.
The poor soul in the room who's like, what if we just made Dunkaroos again? And they're like,
get out, booed out of the room. God damn it, Jerry.
Yeah, by the way, Dunkaroos had limited time partnerships with SpongeBob, Megamind, and Shark Tale, where you could get themed Dunkaroos. So anyways, there's your...
Ooh, do you guys remember the shark gummies? Do they still make those?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
can we throw these? Can we throw those in here at some point? Scrap it. We gotta start over.
In place of the Welch's fruit snacks, maybe.
Ooh,
man, those are some fire. Also, like did you ever have the Trix fruit snacks?
No,
Trix fruit snacks?
I did not.
They were Trix fruit snacks. They were also really good. I feel like they were just the exact same flavors as the shark ones, but
When do we do a cereal bracket? Do we just do it as part 2 of the show?
Just in the middle.
Yeah.
The show definitely won't be long at all.
Interlude.
Wait, so Keith, what's your vote on Sun Chips? Did you ever make a vote?
Yeah, I started with that. I'm giving the sweep to Teddy Grahams,
Okay.
even though Sun Chips are fine.
All right, Teddy Grahams goes through. I mean, Teddy Grahams also got to be the cutest snack in this bracket, right? That deserves some points, I think.
Yes.
You don't like Doritos? You don't like triangles? What's wrong with you? You don't think triangles are cute?
There's nothing cute about triangles, man.
Misshapen triangles.
Triangles are one of the least cute shapes. I think we can all agree on that.
All right, quick mini draft. Shapes.
Shapes to be the
for
cutest
cuteness.
lineup of shapes.
First
we
round
gotta-
pick, number 1, Pentagon, so I can kill all the other
No,
shapes.
we're saving it. We're saving it for when we get back to drafts, okay?
Okay, I'm
Stop
sorry.
giving away content for free. God.
TM.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Our final matchup of the first round here, we have Pop-Tarts versus Ruffles. This is another very contrasting mashup here. I think it's got to be Pop-Tarts, right? Pop-Tarts are so much more diverse. Like Ruffles are a solid chip, don't get me wrong. But like Pop-Tarts, I mean it's a whole world. Like we could do just a bracket of Pop-Tarts. I think actually, shout out one of my favorite YouTubers, ProZD. He does a lot of, like, one of the things he does a lot of, like, I'm going to eat all of this kind of thing and then talk about what's the best. So he'll eat, like, 40 flavors of Pop-Tarts. And the fact that there are 40 whatever flavors of Pop-Tarts is crazy. So good for Pop-Tarts. Probably only half of them are any good, but the fact that there are that many that are good, I think, gets my vote here.
There's a disturbing number of Pop-Tart flavors.
Yes.
Like,
That's
to the
true.
point where you're like, if it's this easy for them to make them, like, something must be wrong.
Where are they coming from?
This can't be right. But I will say, so I'm going to vote Pop-Tart. And one, almost everyone I know, I feel like has, like, this is my Pop-Tart flavor. Like, they have an opinion on Pop-Tarts. Like, this is the one Pop-Tart I like. And so I think that matters. But I also think that there's something about the need for a Pop-Tart that just, like, other snacks don't fill. Like, when you want a Pop-Tart or that flavor,
Can't get it anywhere
Pop-Tart's
else.
the only way really to get it.
Yeah.
So I gotta go Pop-Tarts.
What is the best Pop-Tart if I can get some help here? Because I'm trying to decide the best version of both of these things so I can fairly judge.
I feel like everyone's going to have a different answer. I think my favorite is Wild Berry.
Wild Berry, I think, is a top tier, one of the most popular Pop-Tarts.
Is that the red one?
No, it's like purple with the green DNA helix.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always had the just kind of strawberry, what seems like the first Pop-Tart.
I think strawberry is the most, like, the basic form. As
Blueberry
the white
is also
frosting
really
and
good.
the rainbow colored sprinkles with red jam in it. Cherry, which is the pink frosted one,
Cherry's
which is my
a little
favorite.
too much for me.
I know people don't. Cherry is probably one of the most popular too. So,
It's a little
but
intense.
you know, when they went away from the fruit into, like, the chocolatey and other similar
Cinnamon brown
flavors,
sugar, a lot of people I
yeah,
think
they
would say.
found some really really good ones, I think, in there.
Yeah.
So I'm
There's a
struggling
Pop-Tart for
here.
everyone.
I'm struggling here because I don't eat a lot of Ruffles besides the ones I eat, which is the cheddar sour cream. Like if I'm in a sandwich place or if I'm getting something and it comes with chips and those are there, I don't think there is anything that I will pick over those. So I feel like
great
I have
chips.
to vote Ruffles because
They're
of that.
great
They're
chips.
they're the top of their class for me personally. So I'm sticking
I'd forgotten about the cheddar sour cream Ruffles. To be fair.
Potentially a strong competitor will be coming up in these future rounds here, but I think that's my number one.
I think Ruffles lost some of the chip category with the popularization of kettle chips. Because, like, the thing that made a Ruffles work, I think, was that texture. You know, having the Ruffles that gave it a real crunch and real bite. And then other people started to make other chips that captured that. And, like, to me, that took some of what made Ruffles special away from them.
That's fair.
I
All of that
think
is
there's
fair.
some truth to that. Yeah, for sure. I just don't eat a lot of Pop-Tarts. First of all, am I supposed to heat them up?
No, I don't. I never do.
I firmly believe they are better toasted. The crust on the outside gets much better once you toasted it.
Well, good, because it tastes pretty bad. Like otherwise.
Yeah,
I
it kind
really
of doesn't
don't
taste like
it.
much otherwise. It's kind of chalky.
Yeah.
But once you toast it, it gets like a more
Burnt chalky.
like more like a crackery biscuit kind of flavor to it.
The thing is, for me, I only ever eat Pop-Tarts when I'm on the go. So I it's really like a planned meal for me where I would have time to like pop it in the toaster, wait for it to toast, then eat it. Like that's not my Pop-Tart time personally.
Okay, I'm voting Ruffles here.
Okay, well, Pop-Tarts.
But I respect all opinions on this particular one. Unlike some of the
what a rare occurrence on this show. How sweet. Okay, so Pop-Tarts goes to the next round. That completes the first round. So in the round of 8, we will have Triscuits versus Goldfish, Oreos versus Pringles, Welch's Fruit Snacks versus Doritos, and Teddy Grahams versus Pop-Tarts. We are going to take a quick break and be right back with all those matchups and more. Okay, we are back with the second round, and this one actually maybe will be easier than the first round in some circumstances. Our first matchup here is Triscuits versus Goldfish. Do we even need to break this down? Like, is this even close?
Goldfish.
I'm gonna vote for Triscuits, but I also know it's gonna lose.
Really?
I know it's gonna lose, but if I had to reach for one, I'd
if you knew it was gonna win,
Wow.
would you vote for Triscuits though?
Yes, also.
Okay.
I mean,
let's hear your Triscuit eulogy then before I take it out back and shoot it.
the some of the variety Triscuits are just, to me, are better than the variety Goldfish, and the original Triscuits compare favorably with the original Goldfish. Like, when I say original Goldfish, I mean the ones that are unflavored, not the cheddar ones. So I think that probably if I had to pick, I would eat regular Triscuits over regular non-cheddar.
There aren't unflavored Goldfish.
Yes, there are.
There are just Goldfish that don't taste like anything.
I think so. There's just
What?
plain Goldfish.
No.
What do they taste like?
Yes, plain is not
They're
a
like
flavor.
They're like cracker flavor.
No, you're crazy. Cheddar is the standard Goldfish.
This was a weird dream you had. I'm looking this up.
Are you serious? You don't. They're called original.
But original is cheddar, is it not?
No, it's not.
No, cheddar is its own flavor.
The fuck are original
Okay,
Goldfish?
I've never
if
seen
I know
this
more
before.
about this product than you do.
I've never
then
seen this before.
My vote should count for more.
What does it look
because
like?
I
Now get out of here.
am familiar
It's
with
blue.
the product and you are not.
It's a blue bag.
What?
What?
Listen, the original Goldfish are the cheddar Goldfish. I'm sorry.
It's literally called original.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't know what
I
to
don't
tell
care.
you.
I don't
Okay,
care.
argue
okay?
with the Goldfish people.
I will. They will see me in court.
Point is, they have like cracker flavor. They're like cracker flavored.
I have
What?
never...
That's not a thing. There's no such thing as cracker flavor.
Yeah, I mean, you know what a cracker tastes like, right?
I know what different crackers taste like.
Well, this is
They all taste different.
It actually says soup cracker flavored. So
So they're
take
like
that for what it's worth.
They're not as good as oyster crackers are.
okay. So to
But
say they're
that's what I
like
think
oyster
they're trying
crackers.
to go
Okay,
for.
okay. I genuinely did not know that this existed.
Yeah,
The
Real
crackers are pretty good.
Everyone
by
knows
the
the
way.
real Goldfish are the cheddar Goldfish,
yes,
right? Like that's the standard Goldfish.
yes.
I would agree with you.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you that this is what they call original.
All right.
So
Well,
I'm saying the
listen,
original flavor
you've
is
been
the
proven
original.
right. Okay. Take that as
I
your moral victory.
made my eulogy. I made my eulogy of Triscuits. I'll miss them, and then I'll eat them.
All right. Of course, I'm voting for Goldfish. I've already said how much Goldfish mean to me. Let's find out now who Goldfish are. I feel like this will be an easy one. Who Goldfish are facing in the next round? Oreos versus Pringles. I mean, this feels like a fucking avalanche beatdown by Oreos here.
Yeah. Sorry, Pringles. Had a good run, but you're out of here.
Keith.
Yeah, no contest. No
Okay,
contest
okay.
here.
I was worried. Keith had this weird look in his eye that you guys unfortunately won't be able to see, but I was like, oh my god, is this man about to vote for Pringles over Oreos?
No, I was just wishing I had an Oreo or 10.
I can't blame you for that.
Contemplating.
I think of like the stupid. They have like Oreo Thins, which is another attempt to make you think that you're eating something healthier, but like how
You
much
just
better-
eat twice as many.
It's just a cookie. Yeah, like it's just a cookie with cream in it. It's still bad for you.
What is the best kind of Oreo? Like not necessarily flavor, but like increment of cookie to frosting.
The original. When a child likes the mega stuff or the super stuff or the double stuff, but like
The proportions
in reality,
are wrong. Yeah.
It's wrong.
Okay, I'm
And-
glad we all agree on that.
sorry.
Actually, I agree that the original. Do you guys know that Oreos are not like the Hydrox cookies that look
Yeah.
like Oreos and you think are Oreo ripoffs? It's actually the other way around. Hydrox were first.
Okay. Have we talked about this on the show before? Why am I getting
Maybe.
this weird deja vu that we covered this? What other episode would this have come up in?
I have no idea. Honestly, it could have come up on literally any episode we've had.
I feel like we covered this at some point, which is a weird thing to hit twice on the show.
It is a weird thing. I only have so many facts, and I always want to get them out there. So it's certainly possible.
Hydrox is just such an unbelievably unappetizing name.
Horrible.
It's very
It
strange.
sounds like an antiseptic.
It's not good. Not good.
It's bad.
Branding team needs to do.
I mean, if they had done better, they would be today's Oreos. So they're taking their L's all the way to the bank.
true.
Okay. Now we have Welch's Fruit Snacks versus Doritos. Now I feel like this is an area where I'm going to differ from you guys, because you guys clearly are higher on Doritos than I am.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is how you feel about Goldfish is probably how I feel about Doritos, I guess.
I think that's probably fair. I think probably most people would be with you. Doritos are beloved. They're like the high person snack, right? Like in terms of
The
what we
munchie.
think of.
They are the munchie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not to be confused with
Stereotypically
Munchos.
speaking, I should say.
Yeah, Munchos, an obscure snack we all just learned about today. Not
Yeah.
to be obscured with that. I love fruit snacks, and I still can't put them in over Doritos.
You eat them every day, man.
I eat them every day.
Every day you eat them. You're gonna
Yeah,
put
but
them.
you
in-
know
you're
what?
not
If
gonna
that
put them in
snack
over
bar had Doritos, you know what I'd be eating every day?
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
good
I
thing
feel
that they
like I
don't.
could, if
I know.
if I had a variety, I feel like I could eat Doritos every day if like it didn't actually matter. Like,
I think
had
at
no
this
effect on my
point
body.
I think at this point in my life, I eat Doritos more as taco shells than I do actual chips. But how great Doritos are that they've permeated multiple culinary disciplines.
What is the ideal Doritos flavor?
Cool Ranch. Well, no. I immediately take
Too
that
late.
back.
Too late. You were too convicted on your answer there. You have to stick
so
to it.
I'm a spicy nacho guy. Although I will say the Doritos Cool Ranch to me is one of the best of the like ranch flavored chips.
Yes.
Somehow, it's kind of wild.
I don't like any other ranch flavored stuff that has like a
Well, they don't
powdered
taste anything
ranch.
like ranch. I've never really understood why they're Cool Ranch.
Yeah, I don't know. The nacho cheese are probably like the favorite, but Cool Ranch is just like a cool, like what a weird distant variety that is. You know, Cheez-Its has like, and I love Cheez-Its, has like original and then like white cheddar. Like, no. We're going all over the place with this one.
I feel like if Cool Ranch Doritos had been the first version, then nacho cheese would be more popular than it is. Like, I feel like people
Interesting.
like Cool Ranch because it's
Yes.
like the not as common
The
one.
change up, yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza Doritos. Get on it. Just, I'm sure somebody's
can't.
listening that has some sort of power.
I can't.
Well,
I
you're
can't-
going to make them.
I
I
cannot
thought you were
endorse
saying
that.
like you want us to try them, like they exist.
No,
and we should
no,
consume
I'm
them.
more wishing. I'm throwing a penny into the well here, the drafted well.
No, I want them to keep messing around with new spicy ones. I like spicy chips, and Dorito it like fits in the Doritos kind of ethos. So
We
yeah,
did
keep messing
eliminate
around with different spicy ones.
Miss Vicky's before the show started, right? Miss
did.
Vicky's
That's true.
jalapeno. Ooh,
Miss Vicky's a high quality chip.
those are fantastic. Okay. Anyways,
a
we move on.
high quality chip, he says.
They're good crisp.
Good crisps.
They're bloody good crisp.
My lord.
All of our UK listeners are horribly
Hate us.
offended. Yeah.
Look, but they know we're stupid Americans. So like,
It's
you
true.
know,
Yeah, it's
they
true.
give us a pass.
It's endearing in a way,
not our
right?
fault.
It's
Yeah.
endearing. All right. This brings. I think it's a very interesting matchup for our final matchup of round 2. We have Teddy Grahams and we have Pop Tarts. What do we think?
This is to me an easy Pop Tarts, especially because they're in the same category. So it's like as far as like a flavor profile. So the variety of Pop Tarts like obviously dwarfs what you get out of Teddy Grahams. And Teddy Grahams are good and like satisfying, but they don't hit the notes that I said that I think Pop Tarts do. And I know you have a nostalgia factor for Teddy Grahams, but I have that for Pop Tarts. When I was a kid, my parents used to work late, so I'd come home and my parents weren't home, and like basically the first thing I'd do when I got home from school is make a Pop Tart. So that for me that was like what I grew up eating, and I so my emotional attachment to Pop Tarts can match your emotional attachment to Teddy Grahams, Daniel.
Wow.
Well, I think it was Preston that had more of the Teddy Graham emotional attachment. I mean, I
Yeah.
like Teddy Grahams, but
I do.
God damn it, everyone confuses us, man.
I can't
Everyone.
get...
Prento, Presto, everyone is mixing them up all the damn time. How many times I've been to a Frisbee tournament working for Ulti Worlds, and I go up to someone and they're like, Are you Preston? I'm like, no, Preston hasn't worked here for 3 goddamn years.
I was going to say, does it still happen even though I haven't showed up to anything in several years now?
Well, it's been a long time since I've been to an Ultimate tournament, obviously.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes, it was still happening as of the last time I was playing.
I will say that I email the organizing group and tell them to put Preston on your name tag every year.
That's fucked up, man. I keep all my name tags. I have a Charlie Eisenhood one here right now.
I do. I also do that, except that my wife is going to make me throw them out.
No!
Why? Frame
Why?
those suckers, man.
Why are you going to throw them out?
They're just clutter.
No, they're not clutter.
No, they're not.
They're memories.
Mementos, my dude.
They're memories.
I have all mine still, too.
Just put them
I
in the
use
basement
mine.
somewhere.
You know what I use mine for, actually? I use them as bookmarks in a book. Like, this one's a little different, but they make perfect little bookmarks.
When you get famous, you're going to want to have those to auction them off.
Absolutely.
You become a famous sports broadcaster. That's
when Ultimate becomes a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Can I make them NFTs somehow? Like,
No, we're not going down the NFT road.
Take pictures of them.
We've already gone too far off the rails. Preston, what's your vote for Teddy Grahams versus Pop-Tarts?
Teddy Grahams, and I'm leaving this in the show. I was every episode we record here, I squeeze a stress ball in my hand just because it gives me something to fidget with. It literally just exploded on my desk. There is sand everywhere.
That's the worst.
which is a sign that you should not pick Teddy Grahams.
Maybe
Your own stress. You have so much tension built
am.
up from knowing you're betraying what's in your heart by picking Teddy Grahams that you're subconsciously destroying the stress ball.
Just wait to vacuum them up until after the recording. That's all I ask.
I know. I will.
Okay.
I think you got to eat it and tell us if it's better.
Don't eat the sand.
That can't be good for you. That can't be.
Can't
good
be.
For you.
There's no way. Sand would easily finish last in this bracket.
You know what? It probably tastes just like the friggin' hint of lime that goes on those.
I mean, I
Tostitos.
would have to think about it versus Lay's chips. Like I'd pick Lay's chips, but if I opened a bag of Lay's chips and it was just filled with sand, I'd be pretty close. I got what I paid for.
That is so unfair to Lay's chips, and
all 8 cents that it costs to get a Lay's chips bag. I got sand.
Okay,
so
let's get back to Teddy Graham's Pop-Tarts here. I regret saying anything about the sand. I have to vote Pop-Tarts as well. I think just for that variety factor. I think a lot more people are going to be pleased by the Pop-Tart than the Teddy Graham. Also, we mentioned this earlier when we were talking about the beef jerky. But if you want to get something that resembles a meal in your junk food, I think Pop-Tarts is right up there. You get both Pop-Tarts, you eat both of them, and you're satisfied for a little while. I think more so than you would you'd have to eat a lot of Teddy Grahams to get the same kind of filling feeling
if it's
from
junk
Pop-Tarts.
food, the objective is not always to fill me up, right?
No, I'm not saying it always is. I think it's when you're getting into the nitty gritty, it's a notch in Pop-Tarts favor. That's all I'm saying. So I'm voting Pop-Tarts here.
Okay. Sorry,
sorry.
Teddy
You'll have
Grahams.
to see it.
I tried.
Look, thanks for giving me a W when my basketball team just choked away
Oh Lord.
a March Madness game. So.
Yeah, that did happen live.
It's okay.
We took a break in mid-recording, to follow. Preston held up his phone to the Zoom screen so that we could watch because he was ahead of both of us.
I mean, Florida couldn't have been favored over Oral Roberts, though, right? I mean, you had to have seen that coming.
I mean, they have so many Roberts,
Too many Roberts.
Yeah, you can only handle so many Roberts, especially when they're all Oral Roberts.
Yeah, it's
Hard to compete. I will say, I feel like Teddy Grahams has to consider itself fortunate to have made it to the top 8 junk foods.
Yes. That's a Cinderella story, for sure.
Yeah. You asked Teddy Grahams yesterday, they never expect to make it to the last 8. So good for Teddy Grahams. They had a good run. We are now in the final 4, folks. And as much as I love Goldfish, I think this one is probably pretty easy. We have Goldfish versus Oreos.
This feels
no
right,
contest
though.
here, right?
They both should be up there. It feels good.
I agree. We know Keith does not agree, but this has to be Oreos, right?
I mean, Keith agrees with that part. Keith doesn't agree with Goldfish. Although, like I said, in my original Goldfish take, I get that they're extremely popular. So
I was kind of hoping for the total
appreciate
pivot
that.
for Keith to like totally reverse
no.
and jump on the.
I'm picking Oreos. Like Oreos are great.
Yeah.
All right.
But the way you phrased that made it sound like you might think that I'm going to pick Goldfish somehow.
No, I knew you were gonna pick Oreos. I was kind of. I think it would have been great for the show if out of nowhere you bust out with the heel turn out of nowhere, the RKO back to Goldfish. It would have been incredible. It would have been more shocking than Oral Roberts making it to the Sweet 16.
You know, you can't spell part of Oral Roberts without Oreo.
Part of.
Yeah.
That's beautifully said, Keith. Hard to argue with that. Okay, we're now down to 3. We got 3 matchups or three competitors left. Who will be facing Oreos in the championship game? Will it be Pop-Tarts or will it be Doritos?
It can't be Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts have already come too far. Like, I get it. They're good, but like, this is a titanic junk food in Doritos. Oreos versus Doritos is what it should be. Like, that is the final we deserve.
Yeah, I think Pop-Tarts had a pretty soft quadrant of the bracket.
Yeah. It's got to be Doritos.
I gotta ride with the chalk here, boys. The favorites, and that's
What? So
Oreo and
you like
Doritos.
chalk but not Lay's, huh? Chalk and sand over Lay's? My God, man. Have some respect for yourself.
I do think ultimately that these were probably the 2 favorites on their respective side of the bracket.
Yeah, I agree.
And so we'll get the championship match that everybody likes a good upset, but not when it comes to the quality of the final.
Yeah, you just want a good game.
You
want a good game in the championship. I totally agree. Yeah, Pop-Tarts, they had a good run. They were a crazy Cinderella. I don't even know necessarily a Cinderella, but they, easy bracket. They finally run into some real competition, and I think they get waxed a little bit in the semifinal. Probably lose by like 18-19 would be how I ballpark it there.
How gross would a Doritos flavored Pop-Tart be?
What about a pop? Okay, what's worse? What's worse, a Doritos flavored Pop-Tart or a Pop-Tart flavored Dorito?
Man, those both sound horrible.
What is a Pop-Tart flavored
What's
Dorito?
worse?
What is that? What does that
It
even
would
taste
have to be like a sweet jam tasting kind of.
That's probably
I think the
better?
Pop-Tarts were. I think the Doritos flavored Pop-Tart sounds almost inedible.
Yeah. It sounds like a mistake
Now,
from God.
To be fair, this is probably true for a Doritos flavored Oreo too.
Oh yeah,
But
any creamy Doritos, sign me out.
it's just so gross sounding.
Whatever the opposite of signing me up is, do that.
Sign me out.
I'd like to unsubscribe, please.
Speaking of subscribing, please support the podcast on Patreon, folks. Come on.
Yeah, you know what's weird, Dan, is I just saw our live subscriber count. It just went down when you said the phrase creamy Doritos. I don't know how that's possible because this episode hasn't even gone live yet, but they felt it. They felt a disturbance in the force.
Yeah, I can't fault them for that. I can't fault them for that if I'm being honest. It's totally fair.
We've opened a box that we can't close. I feel like it's gonna be our life's mission to bring the energy that we just released into the universe back.
Well, this feels like an absolutely titanic matchup. As Keith said, I think the 2 favorites on their respective sides of the bracket. We have Oreos versus Doritos. This one is actually extremely easy for me, as I've made it pretty clear. I'm not the biggest fan of Doritos in the world, so it's an easy Oreos vote for me. But if either of you have arguments for Doritos, I would love to hear them.
This is pretty tough. I think that if I had to make a Doritos argument, it's that they are more of a snack, right? Like they can be the side item to your lunch. They have them anytime kind of thing. If you're not in a sweet mood, an Oreo's just is basically only sweet. It's like a dessert. I'm happy to have an Oreo, but I think if I had to make an argument for Doritos, that would be where I go. I'm still not sure where I'm voting for. I'm just trying to construct the pro Doritos side.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You're all sidesing it. You're devil's advocating it.
Sort of. I mean, I haven't decided which side I'm going to be on, so I wouldn't say I'm devil's advocating it, but it's a good movie.
Is it actually? I've read the plot synopsis, not seen it, and it seems ridiculous.
It seems really bad.
Oh, it's very ridiculous, but it's compelling.
I don't know, man. This feels very much. So apples to oranges is a phrase that's never worked for me because they're both fruits. This is like apples to fire trucks or something. This feels
a little dicky.
Wait, is that a little dicky joke?
Yeah, he's a line in a popular song about that where he says,
all right, well, we'll cut that. I don't listen. I'm no joke stealer.
It's actually pretty funny. So.
I've really been on the comedians from Bo Burnham.
Stealing. I literally quoted them.
That was citing.
I said
that
had
an MLA citation attached to it.
Well, I can't remember the last time I thought about MLA.
I know. Yeah, it just gives me nightmares. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. I don't know. I'm so lost here.
Well said.
As
back to what we're talking about.
Said,
I don't know.
I don't like the phrase apples to oranges.
Hang on. Let's get back to the point. I don't know.
Was that that's like a Zoidberg line.
I hate this show so much. Now taking applications for Daniel co-host.
Now taking applications for Daniel, just to be.
Yeah, that might be better, actually. Especially if I get to switch. If I get to like life swap with them.
Kind of a Prince and the Pauper situation.
Yeah, it can be a real shot up for me.
Let's see if
Preston.
Oreos.
Okay, there we go. I was just saying, let's see if Preston ever answers the question here on this talking podcast.
I'm sorry. I eat more Oreos, I think, but
definitely better with milk than Doritos.
Definitely better with milk.
The grandma test.
The grandma test definitely favors Oreos, although I'm not sure how bad it would be.
But Oreos are further from Cheez-Its than Doritos are. If your grandma really likes Cheez-Its, she's probably more likely to eat Doritos than Oreos.
You're really putting me on the spot to like
mind
honor
blown.
Her.
Holy shit, that got deep.
We got a phone, Grandma. Like we got.
It's probably Oreos, man. Like the Oreos and milk combo, I will have for dessert any day of the week at any time. If you ask me to eat Doritos as like my exclusive chip, I think I would grow tired of such a thing.
Think about how many more Oreos you can eat in a sitting than Doritos chips. Maybe not in terms of like number of pure chips, because the chips I feel like are less mass.
Sure.
But like think about the number of mass of Oreos. Like you could eat basically an entire thing of Oreos in one sitting.
Absolutely.
I actually don't. I don't know that I agree with that.
Really?
Because Oreos are so sweet.
But like, if you have them with the milk,
sweet tooth.
you have them with the milk.
With the milk helps a lot. Mm-hmm. But if you just were eating a package of Oreos, like it's gonna make you a little queasy.
So is this the argument
it's
now?
Sugar overload.
Oreos are on their own and Doritos are on their own, because then it maybe switches back to Doritos. Because Oreos I will only really get into if I've got milk with them. Same with Cheez-Its.
Here's another pro Oreo argument. You can like find Oreos or similar items that are intended to like conjure the ideas of Oreos and flavors of Oreos in like fine dining food. You know, like people make desserts that involve like Oreos in the recipe or Oreo flavored things like. And to me, that says something about the lasting impression of an Oreo. Because I'll tell you what, you don't go in and get a Doritos flavored item at a nice restaurant.
I will also say this.
I said nice restaurant, and I'm a Taco Bell fan.
Yeah. I will say this. Another argument for Oreos is that they're better than Doritos.
Also, interesting point made there.
Yeah.
But like, okay, your point about finding Oreos in a fine dining restaurant almost works against them in a bracket where we're deciding junk food.
No, it doesn't.
I guess that's true.
No, come on. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it here, man. Don't do it.
In their optimal form, it's going to be Oreos. It's going to be Oreos.
I am prepared to vote for Doritos, although I know I've been defeated at this point. I came around to that. I think
a buzzer beater of a 3 to lose by 17 instead of 20. I love it.
I don't think they lost by 17.
I think
you're right.
It seems like it came down to the wire. You debated internally longer than I've ever seen you debate internally about literally anything, and you work in politics.
Yeah, come find me in the Discord. I may have changed my mind by the time this is posted, but for now, I'm going to say Oreos.
Okay.
So clearly, the lesson here is to have O's in your snack.
Yep. That is factual. Goldfish, Doritos, Pop-Tarts, Oreos, Cheetos even.
And this is because going back to the cutest shape is clearly a circle.
Yep.
Which is what
exactly.
it is.
Cutest
Not a
shape
triangle.
is a circle.
Think about how much cuter Oreos are than Doritos.
No, I just mean that like you gotta have the O's in there to get that cute factor in your name. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're bang on about that. Well, that brings us to the end of the bracket. Oreos is the best junk food, and like that doesn't
unsurprising.
That feels kind of right.
Feels
right?
good.
I mean, Oreos are a fucking American staple. I mean, I know Doritos are too, but I feel like I don't know. Oreos are they're on an extra level. Mm-hmm. Is there a snack that did not make our bracket that either of you boys would have liked to have seen here?
We talked about Cracker Jack in the kind of pre-taping of the show. I don't know how far I would have gotten, but like it's been a while since I've tried Cracker Jack, and like I probably am remembering it better than it actually is.
Cracker Jack's pretty dang good. It's got like the sweet salty going on.
You know what I forgot is Doritos actually comes with like some codes for like Modern Warfare when you were a kid to get like some free skins, and some free guns and stuff. Oreos, I don't
probably
think
do it for
does
Fortnite
that.
now.
Oreos, I don't think does that. So I may be changing my vote.
Oh my god! If you change your mind
I'm
for
not.
that,
I'm not.
I will be looking for a new guest host.
I can just go get a Mountain Dew Code Red and get the same
Yeah, there you go.
same redemption.
Best of
codes,
both worlds.
I wonder if maybe the oatmeal cream pie kind of like fills in this category for us, but like the whole kind of little Debbie hostess, like
The Little Debbie
I find some of
extended
those
universe.
really enjoyable. Yeah,
It's,
the cinematic universe of those like cake style snacks.
It's Swiss
you
rolls
get
for me.
Entenmann's, Swiss rolls,
Zebra cakes.
The zebra cakes are too much for me, actually.
Really?
Hostess cupcakes.
Yeah.
The little Hostess cupcakes. There's a craft donut place here where I live in New Haven, Connecticut, and one of my favorite donuts that they have is the Hostess donut. It's like a vanilla cream filled donut, and it has the Hostess cupcake design on top.
I thought you meant
It's
they
just
just
so
like
good.
sold Hostess donuts at the place.
Oh,
No,
donuts in general. Like, get some like Boston cream donuts up in here. Those would go deep for me.
Yeah, like
If y'all ever come up to Connecticut, I will take you to this nice donut place, and you will find some really really good.
Okay, we're getting in the car and we're gonna put our rankings to the test here.
I get my shot on the Tuesday that this podcast comes out. My first shot.
Wow! Yay, Dan!
I've got my first one on Wednesday.
Nice.
Isn't that exciting?
I live in Georgia, so
I was just gonna
mine's
say,
scheduled for the
you
end of
live in
next
Georgia.
year. So
Actually, a lot of my friends in Florida have like scheduled appointments up in Georgia because apparently it's easier to do.
and my parents live in South Carolina, and they did the same thing as well. Actually, so it kind of just depends on where you live in Georgia. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure- I bet
one of
it's
these
hard to
days
get
I
one.
will take a 3-hour drive to the other side of the state, and I will be able to get one.
There's a non-zero chance that Georgia has seceded before you get your
It could happen.
shot.
I'm feeling that energy a little more every day.
I don't know that maybe Texas is the only other state.
Come on,
you might put
Georgia's
that-
blue
put that
now,
across.
baby. What are you talking about?
And and that's why everybody's like starting to
Till
rally
they get a
against
hold
that
of the-
fact. Yeah.
Yeah, till they get a hold of the voting laws.
Yeah, it's
you know?
actually looking a little bleak in Georgia
Yeah.
right now.
There's your quick plug for the Georgia Politics Podcast, which I host
Do it.
every 2 weeks. So come give it a listen.
Also a member of the Appin Podcast Network.
Yeah.
Big
of which
thanks
we are
and
very
big love
grateful.
to We have some new a little teaser. We have some new logos coming. We're going to revamp the drafted brand courtesy of the guys at Appin, so we're super thankful for that, and hope that you will like the new stuff. I think it all looks great, so I think you guys will like it.
Wait,
too.
so you're not doing an episode where you go through all of the ideas for new logos and draft them?
Fuck, we really missed the boat there. That would have been a great podcast.
I have a list of potential names for Daniel and I's podcast when we tried to do this maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
should draft
They
them.
are all very terrible.
They're really bad.
They're
Maybe
all
that
so
should be
bad.
like a Discord
Discord only
specific
draft. I like that.
bracket or draft or something.
I like that
Insidery.
idea. I gotta
Yeah,
go
that's
back
good.
and find
I've
it.
always been supportive of the meta drafting here.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good idea. We could do that. We could do that for the Discord people only, folks. So join us in Discord. It's fun over there. It's free. Like if you do become a subscriber on Patreon, you can get access to extra fun stuff like listening to the podcast live is a good one. You could hear all the bullshit we do that gets cut from the final release of the show.
Oh god. Yeah.
But yeah, so check out the Patreon, check out the Discord. Both the links to both will be in the episode description, and find us everywhere else on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Where else are we, Preston? That's it, right? Those are all the
YouTube
big ones. Oh yes, YouTube. You can listen to the show on YouTube now, which is exciting.
Can I propose something to you?
Yes.
I do.
Oh wow, this is magic.
Draft cord.
Draft cord.
Whoa.
Whoa. TM.
Just join the draft cord.
All right. Do we owe you any royalties for that?
You know, Keith's really moving up in
gave
the
us a
draft
free.
of drafted guests that we're eventually going to do.
Yeah, when we
Moving
get
up
to
the
nitty-gritty.
big board.
But Keith gave us draft cord though.
Join the draft cord.
All right, y'all. Keith, thanks so much for joining us, man. Thank you for the fucking gem that is draft cord, and thanks for joining us for this. I think probably the most ridiculous episode we've ever done.
The most off topic we've ever been, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious what gets cut because
Yeah. Me too.
it can't be worse than the stuff you've cut from some of my other ones, like finding out the identity of people who committed some of America's most famous crimes. But
That's a Patreon exclusive, is finding out who.
Oh my god.
we did take some real journeys
We did.
into some wonderful parts of our lives. We really explored ourselves through junk food.
I feel like a more complete person after this episode.
Now, can we all go to the gas station? Like,
Right now.
you mans need some snacks right
Yeah,
now.
let's do it and watch the rest of these basketball games. So we're gonna sign off.
Munchies or Munchos?
Both. Munchios. But yeah, we're going to go watch some basketball now. It's wrapping up on Sunday night, and we're going to let Keith go. But Keith, thanks so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you, my friend. We will be back with one final bracket next week. We're hoping to have Patrick Stegemeller on as our guest. We're not sure what we're going to draft yet. Actually, this draft came down to a vote in the Discord. So like we said, if you come in the Discord, you can help us decide what we do in episodes. And Keith actually said that he loves the brackets. So maybe we'll come back to them on occasion when the show gets back to normal. But we for sure will be back with you next week. We'll talk to you guys then.